So 9 years ago, I picked up a camera and I had no idea what I was doing. Now I've been self-employed for a year and I make a full-time income online. And in this video, I want to share some hard lessons I've learned and just things that I wish I knew when I first started out as a content creator. The first thing I wish I knew is if you want to make good money, you need to treat your channel like a business. A thing that I see a lot is most creators, like they want to make a lot of money with their channel, but they treat the channel and they operate the channel like it's a hobby. So they just kind of post whatever. There's no strategy behind it. They don't have like a monetization plan, anything like that. In terms of like treating it like a business, you have to think business minded. You have to think like beyond just your channel and creating videos. You need to think of like, you need to start thinking of different ways you can monetize. Like a lot of people just rely on YouTube AdSense. And trust me when I say that is not going to make you a lot of money. And that's just me speaking from my experience. I know it may be different for certain people, but I don't think that's the best way to monetize. I actually think it's the hardest, especially if you want to make like a full-time income from it. That would be pretty hard. And just for reference, I think at the peak of this channel, when my niche was mainly photography, I had a very niche audience that would consistently watch my videos. I think from AdSense, I was only making 400 to 600. It would, fluctuate. And I'm not saying there's no money at all, and I'm very grateful for it. And just happy that I'm monetized and I get paid every month from YouTube. But some people are trying to go like full time as a content creator, and that's obviously not enough money. So you got to put on your business hat and just start thinking of, different monetization methods. Like what are some different ways you can monetize your channel, and what do you want to do as far as monetization? Like there's so many ways you can monetize your content. You got affiliate marketing. You could sell some type of service. You can sell some type of digital product. You can sell physical products. You can focus on brand deals and sponsorships. So I would say in the beginning, pick one or two of those things. I would not do more than two. And it's probably best to just focus on one and start to structure your content strategically around that offer. So think about what content you need to make to attract the customer that you need that would want that service, product, or whatever it is you have to offer. And then once you figure out who that person is and you start to attract them with your content, you need to be thinking about the next steps, like maybe creating some type of system behind the scenes, some type of funnel. Maybe you want to get people on your email list. Maybe you want to take them to your website. Maybe you want to invite them to let's just say a free 15-minute strategy call where you can pitch your service or your coaching or something like that. So I don't want to get too crazy with it in this video, but that's just how I would start to think like a business and the steps that I would take. All right, so the second thing I wish I knew is you don't have to be perfect. Like, I think this is where so many content creators just get stuck. You're trying to be perfect when it comes to everything. That's how I used to be. Like, I was so focused on just small details that don't even matter. And the thing is, people probably didn't even care about that stuff. Like I'm editing, I'm getting so close to the edge where I messed up, or maybe I uploaded the video and I replayed it and I seen that I made a mistake, just a small mistake, and I delete the video and then upload it again. Like just stupid stuff like that. Like, I think that's what people do. That's what I used to do, at least. Like, honestly, YouTube is not that serious. I think some people take it too seriously as far as the videos and them having to flow so perfect and where they don't mess up. Like, it's really not that serious. And the crazy part is perfect does not even exist. Like, you can't be perfect. Like, just be yourself, go with the flow. Like, just go with the flow. Just be yourself. And just whatever happens on video, just flow with it. Just let things flow. And I wanted to add this too, just about being perfect. Like my best performing videos are where like I messed up the most, where they weren't so perfect in terms of lighting and scripting and camera presence. It was just me being myself and just flowing with it. If I messed up, I kept going. I didn't overthink it, and I just put the content out. All right, so the third thing I wish I knew is you don't need to go viral. You just need to provide value. And I don't think I've ever chased like virality and going viral. Like I don't recall like seriously like chasing that, but I can say that there have been times, mainly in the beginning, where I focused on views too much. And I thought I needed like so many views to be successful. I thought I needed so many views to make money, but you don't need thousands of views. And most videos like don't even get views on YouTube. Like, I don't think some people understand how hard it is to get views or even to get monetized. Like most creators on the platform, they're not getting views. I think there's a stat or someone said like the percentage of videos that don't even get 1,000 views. And it was super high. I think it was like 80% or something like that. And then same thing with monetization. Like most channels never get monetized. I think you just have to have a plan and like define like your goals as a content creator. And I think you have to define what success means to you, because I think that's different for everyone. Like for me to be successful in my own mind, like I don't have to have thousands and just thousands of views. Like success to me on YouTube is making an impact, right? Like when I get comments, like those long comments, or if someone messages me on another platform, hey, I seen this video, this is what it did. Like that right there is what really keeps me going. That means so much to me. To me, that is impact, regardless of how many views that video got. Also, I really like value, and what's successful to me is building a community of like-minded people that are just trying to be the best version of themselves and really go after their goals and different things like that. And I also measure money as success as well, just because I treat this like a business, and that's something that's important to me. So that's something else that I measure. And I've never been viral on any of my channels. I think my highest viewed video on YouTube, I think, is on this channel. I think it's a flash photography video. I think it's around 400 something K views, 400 and something thousand views, like almost 500,000 views. So that's my highest viewed video ever on YouTube. But something that has always worked for me, a big part of just my strategy and how I do things, is I just really focus on evergreen content. And I think that can work for anyone. And what that is just making content that, let's just say, it has a long shelf life. It's like content that stays relevant for a long time. And even in some cases, that content is forever relevant because of the topic. So that's what works for me. And it's helped me with my goals and to get, the amount of views and just to reach, certain things that I'm looking for when it comes to my YouTube channels. And I use this strategy across all my channels. I actually have a smaller channel right now, and it's really, that's all the channel is about. It's just SEO, evergreen type stuff, and it's doing really well. And it's not even monetized yet. It's about to be monetized within the upcoming months, but I'm still making, thousands from that channel, small channel. So YouTube is very powerful if you know how to tap into the right strategy. And for me, that's always been making, evergreen type of content. And I've never had to go viral or focus on viral videos. All right, so the fourth thing I wish I knew is videos take time to cook. So what I mean by that is most people judge the performance of a video way too early. And I used to do this until I seen in my analytics, with my first channel, there were like older videos that were starting to surface and get a bunch of views. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like I was new to YouTube. I'm like, what is going on here? For me at that time, it was like kind of having like a mini viral type moment. So yeah, I've learned that you have to give your videos time to pick up steam. I've even had clients, because they don't really understand YouTube like that, like, oh, we just posted this video, I got like 40 views, what's going on? And I'll always tell people in a lot of cases, like, you're judging the video too early. Like, let's revisit this video in 6 months, a couple months. Even some videos, they can take a year to really cook, and then they'll just take off. So yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, stop judging your videos right out the gate. Like even on this channel, right? I'm pivoting still. I'm still trying to, find my way, I guess you could say. I'm in a new niche. This used to be mainly a photography channel, but like some of my videos, I don't want to say low views, but it's nowhere near the amount of views I used to get. But I also know that in 6 months, those views are going to look completely different. Or in 6 months, some of those videos may even kind of take off. Not like viral, but, may get thousands of views. I just have to give it time. Yeah, I just have to give it time and just let those videos cook. I don't know if y'all know Russell Wilson, let Russ cook. Same thing with YouTube with the videos, let the videos cook. All right, and the fifth thing I wish I knew, and this is a really important lesson, and that's why I saved it for last. And that's that low views doesn't mean low value. And this is something, man. I mean, a lot of creators, I coach, other content creators, and I'm in different groups. I'm in this space. Like, I know what's going on, and a lot of people struggle with this. They struggle with like connecting the views to their identity and really affecting them. And I just blame like the world that we live in, this digital age and social media. Like, people just obsess over views. Like, people don't truly value the single view anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's like everything has to be thousands of views. And for some people, that's not even enough. It has to be like 20K, 50K, right? It's crazy, man. I think people need to come back down to reality and realize, like, even if a video gets, I don't know, let's just say 50 views, like, that's 50 people. Like, it's just about shifting your perspective on it. Because sometimes we just look at it like it's a number, on a screen, and we don't truly understand it. We don't truly see the value in it. You know what I mean? And it's like 50 people in a room. Let's say you are a content creator, like you're making the video in person. You have 50 people in that room. That's a lot of people. Like, I would be nervous. So yeah, I just think a lot of people need to work on shifting their thoughts around views. Like, that's a person behind the screen. That's a person that took time out of their day to watch your video. And yeah, this is something that I've really had to work on, because I think it's easy to attach the views as like low value, like I said in the beginning, or that your video sucks, or that you're not successful, different things like that. But see, people don't understand views don't tell the whole story. Like, you need to look at the overall picture, right? Like, you could have a channel that's focused more on, like, they have a business and they're focused more on making money. Like, you don't need thousands of views to make money. So on the outside, you may see that channel, you're like, oh, it's just 50 views. Oh, he just got 100 views. Yeah, but he's making 1,500 on the back end, or 2,000 or 3,000 on the back end. You see what I'm saying? So, like, views don't tell the whole story. And I would even tell people, and I tell my clients too that I coach and that I work with, like, paying attention to other metrics besides views. Because it's like, that's what most people just talk about. And it's like, no, like, how long are they watching? Did people subscribe? Did they share that video? Like, there's other metrics that tell you more about the performance of the video. So, like, for me, you can't just judge impact off of views. Like I said earlier, like, what means a lot to me and what's impact, and that I'm chasing impact. Like, a video may get couple hundred views, but I got a message that was 3 paragraphs of someone saying how this video changed their life, or how thank you so much, or something like that. Like, that's what I mean when I say looking past the views and paying attention to these other things. Views don't tell you everything. And I did not intend for this video to be this long. Looks like it's at 30. After I chop it, it's probably going to be around, let's just say 20, maybe 18. Yeah, I like to yap sometimes, but I think this was a good video. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, or if you can even relate to any of the things that I mentioned. Drop a like if you got value, and be sure to subscribe to this channel. On this channel, we talk about different ways to make money online, and just sharing my journey of, quitting my 9-to-5, being a full-time entrepreneur, and just kind of taking y'all along that journey and just everything that's going on. Hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all in my next video.